Today I would like to share. A dream lover turns into nightmare. She planned for 5 years to package herself up to marry a rich man. This rich man get cheated every day but don't even know it. He also helped others raise 2 children. Beautiful woman is so greedy. Thinking about the huge wealth of the rich man, Ray is the owner of an architectural design company. Sitting on endless wealth. But Ray's wife is uneasy about the status quo. She cheated on Ray many times behind the scenes. Ray can't stand his wife's betrayal. In anger, he slapped her. The marriage of the two also came to an end because of this. Regarding to property division. Wife files for divorce in court. Because Ray's wife was unfaithful first. The court's decision was very favorable to Ray. But Ray took the initiative to inform the judge. Meet any of his wife's requests. On the occasion of separation, wife confessed to Ray. She has never met a man as good as Ray, even a little jealous of Ray's next woman. If Ray had not committed domestic violence, maybe she won't file for divorce. Ray said he doesn't allow betrayal. Ray's good friends. Holding a bachelor party for Ray. Norman is funny and horny. Loved by women. He always introduces girls to Ray, except to playing golf every Wednesday. Norman has no fixed location. Norman's whereabouts remained unknown the rest of the time. Norman also likes stock trading. Only when funds are scarce. Then he would seek help from Ray. Larry is thoughtful. It's the tapeworm in Ray's stomach. Ray will talk to him about all his troubles. Larry's wife is a lawyer. She made no secret of her love for Ray. Larry never cared. He knows that his wife does not meet Ray's taste. Norman came to Ray's company early that morning. Wanna borrow $20,000 from him. Ray is used to it. He knows if money is involved between friends, one day they will turn against each other. At Norman's begging, he only lent $10,000. Before Norman left, he suddenly invites Ray. Come to his birthday party next week. He found another woman who fit Ray's requirements. At party, Ray and Larry are browsing oil paintings. The woman introduced by Norman took the initiative to find Ray. She is very aggressive, passionate display of affection. Ray was frightened and backed away. Accidentally bumped into the woman behind him. Red wine spilled on the woman's dress. She doesn't accept Ray's apology. And left unhappily. Ray stared at the woman's back in deep concentration. A week later Ray was in the supermarket. He met this woman who moved his heart again. Ray offered to treat her to dinner. To apologize for the accident. The woman's name is Lena. Graduated from a prestigious university. She was the vice president of sales for a company. When promoted to general manager, the chairman issued conditions. Ask Lena to be his lover. Lena didn't agree. The chairman has a grudge. He fired her. And still smearing her in the circle. Saying Lena's private life is chaotic. It makes it difficult for Lena to continue to survive in this industry. Lena's unfortunate experience aroused Ray's protective desire. Just a meal time. They went from stranger to familiar. Lena said meaningfully. The process of getting to know each other is like peeling an onion. Peel off a layer. There is another layer. Ray dropped Lena off at the door. Ask her if he can sit up there for 5 minutes and have a cup of tea. Lena smiled charmingly and went up, saying I'm afraid 5 minutes is not enough. After saying that, she closed the door. This sentence gave Ray endless reverie. He immediately asked Norman to inquire about Lena. But he learned that at the party that day, Lena seemed to come uninvited. Because no one who participated knew her. Ray has fallen into the swamp of love. In order to see the lover of his dreams again, he stayed at the door of Lena's house all night. Late at night, Lena held her arm with someone. The man comes downstairs. After the two kissed goodbye, Lena returned home. Ray stood in front of the door and hesitated for a long time. Ring the doorbell. As soon as Ray walked in, he explained that he didn't mean to disturb her. Waiting outside, Ray saw her kissing a man, so he didn't say hello. Lena told Ray not to take it to heart. That's her friend. He is a gay lover. Ray breathed a sigh of relief. She noticed that Lena had become taciturn. Completely different from yesterday. Out of concern, he asked why. Lena glanced at Ray shyly. She confessed that she also fell in love with him. Ray walked behind Lena. They two together to make a wonderful time. Afterwards, Lena talked about her past. She suffered domestic violence from her mother since she was a child. My father always looked on with cold eyes. Later, she finally became financially independent. She cut off contact with her parents. Ray felt sad after hearing this. In order to prevent Lena from suffering for the rest of her life, marry her decisively. To stay and take care of Lena. On wedding day, Lena only had 2 friends present. 2 years later they had their first child. On anniversary day, Ray and Lena arrived at the restaurant where they had their first date. Relive the sweetness of the past. A woman interrupts 2 people's memories. She mistakenly thought that Lena was Sissy, a girl from her hometown. When Lena heard the name, her eyes dodged a few times. She emphasized that her name was Lena. Woman said sorry, turn around and leave. Lena explains to Ray. More than once someone called her that. She is curious. How similar is that girl to me? Ray thought. The happy life of the two will be like partners in their twilight years. Stay together for life. but didn't expect. This is just a dream that is about to be broken. One day Ray came home. He heard a conversation coming from the kitchen. When he walked over, Lena just hung up the phone. Lena claimed to be a friend she met in dance class. Complained to her. The night Ray wants to make out with Lena, but Lena rejected it. Recalled the last failed marriage. Make Ray extremely sensitive to this kind of thing. His wife's strange behavior aroused his suspicion. Ray tells his friend Larry about his troubles. Larry advises Ray. It's best to investigate Lena's background and whereabouts. Ray chatted with his secretary while waiting for clients, learned that the secretary and his wife attended the same university, even the same year. Although the secretary has never heard of Lena, but she told Ray. There is an incident that shocked the whole school, when the president of the student union delivered a speech. He died from sudden heart attack, but when Ray asked Lena about it that night, Lena didn't know anything about it. Next morning, Ray took advantage of Lena getting up to wash up. Quietly looking through her purse. Found a box of matches stamped with the Rooster Hotel. Ray gets dressed up. Hidden from Lena. Head to the town the woman at the restaurant told about. Ask along the way with Lena's photo. Just when Ray was about to give up. Met a car mechanic. The mechanic told him. Lena's real name is indeed Sissy. She's the mechanic's wife. This woman swindled a car mechanic out of his money. After driving her mother crazy, she disappeared from the world. The mechanic reminds Ray. Be careful with this femme fatale woman. If he doesn't believe in himself, just can go to Lena's house and have a look. Ray based the address provided by the mechanic. Met Lena's parents. But this pair of old people. It's not as cold-blooded and cruel as Lena said. And they always knew about Ray's existence. In order not to disturb her parents. She actually lied about Ray working for the CIA. Ray took Lena's parents back home directly. Lena was shocked the moment she opened the door. The two of them walked into the bedroom tacitly. Lena's gentle personality suddenly became violent. She admits she made up the story. But it was also due to helplessness. Because she doesn't want to be crushed by poverty like her parents. Living a poor life with a greasy car mechanic. Lena looks so pitiful. Let Ray think he knows everything about Lena. He decided to forgive Lena. However, Ray never expected. Lena's identity is just the tip of the iceberg. The next day Ray and Lena said goodbye to their parents. Ray still has a trace of suspicion in his heart. He stared into Lena's eyes. Make her swear there will be no more lies. Lena hesitated and prevaricated. A year later. They have a second child. Norman and Larry came to visit. The female lawyer made little observation. She holds the baby to compare with Ray. Joking that father and son look nothing alike. The speaker has no intention. The listener has a heart. Ray becomes suspicious again. Until one night. Ray saw his wife talking on the phone in the kitchen. Eyes full of smiles. It's not like talking with another female friend. Ray thought of the female lawyer's words. Wednesday. Ray called home. But no one answered. He asked his secretary to continue calling his home line. Until Lena answered. But the whole day. No news from Lena. When Ray saw Lena at night. Noticed so many bruises she has on her body. Lena explained that she was injured doing housework. As for the reason for going out. She said she had been chatting at her dancer's residence. Ray didn't believe Lena's words at all. He returns to the bedroom. Take out Lena's purse, trying to find evidence of her dating with men. But nothing was found. Ray's repeated distrust angered Lena. She made a call to dancer. A woman's voice came over the phone. Ray was speechless. Ray's secretary asked for leave the next day. The company found a temporary staff. Ray recognized her at a glance. This person used to be Lena's friend. Attended their wedding. The weird thing is. The temp staff didn't admit it. In view of Lena's recent situation. Ray forces the temp staff to tell the truth. It turned out that the two people attending the wedding, they were all temporarily hired by Lena. Lena explains to Ray. 5 years ago. She fell in love with Ray at first sight at a party. Later she learned that Ray was divorced. She asked her friend to get it from Norman. She learned about Ray's criteria for selecting a spouse. And all his preferences. So she began to package herself. The process of the meeting and falling in love was deliberately created. She has always been in love with Ray. Ray told Larry about Lena is deceiving him. But Larry stood in Lena's shoes. Advised Ray not to break up. Everyone has some secrets more or less. As long as it doesn't affect the feelings of both parties, it'll be fine. On Wednesday. Lena's credit card bill was sent to the company. The secretary thinks there is a problem. Notified Ray immediately. Ray viewed Discovery. Lena spends money at the Rooster Hotel every Wednesday. And today is Wednesday. Ray asked his secretary to call the hotel to look for Lena. But she was told by the front desk that Lena had just checked out. Ray left work and rushed home. Faced with Ray's doubts. Lena did not continue to explain. She admitted that she did have an affair. They were together before marrying Ray. Ray suppressed the anger in his heart. Ask Lena who the other guy is. Lena didn't say it clearly. implying that this person is Ray's close friend. These years. The bruises on her body are all the work of that man. Ray angrily asked Lena who the two children were. Not only did Lena not answer, she also deliberately teased Ray that he would never know in this life. Ray was so angry, punched Lena in the face, slammed the door and leave. At night, Ray thought about Lena's words again and again. In the end he was sure. It's his friend Norman. Because only Norman plays golf every Wednesday. Just when he went home and was about to confront Lena face to face, there's a police officer and psychiatrist in the house. Lena made herself covered with bruises, lie that Ray is mentally ill, often violent to her. Ray's angry resistance just confirmed what Lena said. The police sent Ray to a mental hospital. Forced him to stay in hospital for observation. Ray then sued. Asked for a hearing to set him free. Beside Lena and Ray's lawyers, the attendees include Norman and the dancing friend Lena talked about. Judge asks doctor about Ray's mental evaluation results. The doctor said Ray's condition is very complicated. It may be necessary to extend the observation time. The judge suggested that Ray give a testimony to prove his innocence. Ray explained the whole story. He also said that this was the first time he hit Lena. Lena's psychiatrist pulled out a stack of photos. Dismissed Ray's claims. Lena has often consulted a psychiatrist over the years. Every time we meet, she has bruises on her body. He took out a stack of photos of Lena covered in injuries. For those present to view. Regarding to Norman and Lena's affair. Norman told the judge and Ray responsibly. He understands that a friend's wife should not be bullied. Norman took out letters from golfers to prove he is actually on the golf course every Wednesday. The dancer, whom Lena often calls, told the judge, she have been in a long-term relationship with Lena. Occasionally she goes to her home for dinner. Ray immediately told the lawyer. This is an actor Lena found. He have never seen her at all. The lawyer asked dancer to describe the layout of Ray's house. Dancer told it accurately. The lawyer took out the hotel invoice and asked Lena a question. Lena said that the credit card had been lost a long time ago. Maybe someone pretended to be her to spend money. There is a letter here. A letter from the hotel manager can prove. She has never been to that hotel. There is all kinds of evidence that Ray is lying. The judge even advised Ray to stop as soon as possible, because Lena can definitely sue him. Let Ray go to jail. Ray gets emotional, claiming that this was all Lena's conspiracy. But the more Ray is like this. On the contrary, everyone thought that he was seriously ill. Ray was so angry that he rushed towards Lena. But he was forcibly taken away by the nurse. From then on, Ray pretended to swallow tranquilizers every day. After the nurse leaves, he vomited the medicine to his roommate. One night, Ray sneaks out of the ward. Use the hallway phone to contact the female lawyer. Tell him to come to the hospital. The next day the female lawyer came to visit Ray. Ray figured out Lena's conspiracy. Norman did play golf on Wednesday. Lena's affair partner. It should be Larry, the female lawyer's husband. It is suspected that the two are working together to defraud his property. This was originally just Ray's guess. The female lawyer's next words confirmed his inference. Larry and his wife's family is not wealthy. Not long ago, Larry hid the secret from the female lawyer. Purchased an expensive house in New Zealand, after the female lawyer discovered. Larry said that he made a lot of money from investing. In addition, the first time she saw Ray's second child. There is an indescribable feeling of familiarity. Now that she thinks about it. The baby should be Larry's. The two discussed and decided. Use thunderous means to retaliate. Otherwise they would elope quietly. Female lawyer pretends not to know. Called Lena. Talked about Ray's unusual behavior. She said Ray was quiet after taking sedatives. But he kept saying it over and over again. Lena's plan has a big flaw. As expected, Lena showed up the next day. Ray patted his roommate's leg. The roommate immediately started taking action. The night before, Ray gave his roommate $100. Asked him to cooperate with him today. Ray looked sluggish. Let the caregiver and Lena thought she had taken sedatives. With no threat, Ray got up and walked towards the empty park. The caregiver follows behind and monitors. Ray's roommate hides in the grass. Follow Ray's lead. Attracted the caregiver away. Ray looked around and saw no one around. His eyes suddenly became sharp. The flaw in Lena's plan is Ray. Because a madman does not bear legal responsibility for killing someone. Ray grabbed Lena's neck hard. Psychiatric patients hospitalized for 1 year. Then can be discharged from the hospital without any record of illness. He killed Lena. Would be found not guilty by reason of insanity. He will be back to normal in a year. Regain freedom. Lena carefully planned for 5 years. Just failed. Dream Lover is pretty much about Ray's illusion. In finding the perfect partner. But beautiful woman uses her beauty to make a rich man fall for her. And then gets all his property and money. The whole movie which makes us realize that people aren't always what they seem to be. And how certain events in life do not always have to be a coincidence. Enjoy watching. See you next time.